the evidence of things not seen. Faith is not just a feeling or a fleeting thought. It is a life anchored in trust, a heart that believes even when the road ahead is uncertain. Faith is the quiet courage to obey God when the world laughs, to keep moving forward when nothing in your eyes has yet come to pass. Think of Abel. He offered God his best, his heart pure, even though the world overlooked him. His sacrifice pleased God, showing that faith honors him, even when others fail to recognize it. Faith is not about being applauded by people. It is about walking in God's favor, unseen but fully known by him. Think of Enoch, who walked so closely with God that he was taken from this world without tasting death. Faith is intimacy with the Creator. Faith is so powerful that it transforms our ordinary lives into extraordinary journeys with God at the center. Think of Noah. In a world filled with mockery and disbelief, he built the ark as God commanded. The rains had not yet fallen, yet he obeyed. By faith he prepared for what was unseen, and through his obedience he saved not only his own family but all who trusted God with him. Faith is not passive. Faith acts. Faith prepares, builds, perseveres, and stands firm even when the storm has not yet arrived. Abraham. He heard God's call to leave his homeland for a land he had never seen. He trusted in God's promises for a future he could not yet hold in his hands. And Sarah, in her old age, conceived a child by faith, showing that God's timing is perfect and nothing is impossible for him. Faith is patient. Faith waits. Faith believes even when logic says no. Faith strengthened Isaac, Jacob, and Joseph. They lived for promises they would not see fulfilled in their lifetime. They looked forward, not backward, trusting in God's plan across generations. Faith is forward-looking. It believes in God's purpose even when the outcome is invisible. Consider Moses, born into danger yet raised in privilege. By faith, his parents hid him from death. By faith, he refused the comforts of Egypt, choosing obedience to God, led the Israelites across the Red Sea, celebrated the Passover, and trusted God's guidance through the wilderness. Faith gives strength to choose the eternal over the temporary, the unseen over the immediate. Rahab, too, by faith, protected God's people, risking her own life for his promises. She acted boldly, trusting God's word even in the face of fear. Faith empowers courage where fear might otherwise dominate. Throughout history, countless others, men and women, known and unknown, endured trials, persecution, imprisonment, and even death by faith. They conquered kingdoms, administered justice, received promises, and embraced victory from afar. Their lives were a testimony that faith does not guarantee comfort, but it guarantees God's presence, guidance, and ultimate reward. Faith is not about instant gratification. It is about trusting God's eternal plan. These heroes did not receive the fullness of the promises during their lifetime, yet God was pleased with them. Their eyes were fixed on a greater reward, a promise fulfilled in the grand story of redemption that stretches across time. And now, we, living generations later, are part of that same story. Our faith today continues the legacy of those who trusted God before us. So step forward in faith. Obey even when the world doubts you. Serve even when your efforts seem unseen. Trust God when the path is unclear. Let faith guide your choices, shape your character, and carry you through every storm. Faith is the bridge between what is and what God has promised. Remember, your life of faith matters. Every act of obedience, every prayer whispered, every hope held in your heart contributes to a story that glorifies God. Faith transforms ordinary moments into testimony. Faith turns trials into triumphs. Faith leads to victory, peace, and eternal reward. Walk boldly. Walk confidently. Walk knowing that the God who called Abraham, who strengthened Noah, who guided Moses, who redeemed Rahab, is the same God who calls you today. He sees you. He knows you. He loves you. And His promises will never fail. Faith is your anchor, your shield, your hope, and your guide. Embrace it, live it. Trust it. And as you do, you will join the great cloud of witnesses, past and present, whose lives were shaped by the unshakable power of faith in the living God. Your story, too, is part of God's eternal plan. Let faith carry you through every trial, illuminate your path in darkness, and lead you to the victory that awaits in His promises. For faith sees beyond what the eyes can see, believes beyond what the mind can understand, and trusts in the one who is faithful forever.